Week 2 in high school football, and we will continue to cover another matchup just a little bit deeper as Millbrook hosts the Warren County Wildcats, helping me break down that matchup a little bit more is Ryan Rutherford from the River 95-3. And Ryan, two teams last week, the Millbrook Pioneers with a big win against Harrisonburg. Warren County, on the other hand, getting shut out by James Wood 21-0. This seems like a game that Warren County wants to win so bad, but you have Millbrook in their fierce running attack that is in their way.
Yeah, no, it's certainly going to be a tall task for Warren County after really struggling last week against James Wood. They could not get the offense going really at all. They had one drive that really accounted for most of their offensive yardage production, but really a lot of the yards on that drive came from a penalty. So just offense has really struggled for Warren County this year. An entire new starting offensive line. All five players are new starters this year. So they're still going to be learning and having some of those growing pains early in the season. And we definitely saw that versus James Wood. And then Millbrook, on the other hand, they seem to just start right where they left off. No Kyler Jackson, but it really didn't matter in week one as they were able to just pile up the rushing yards.
Absolutely. I mean, it looked like in last week's game, Warren County against James Wood, just the production wasn't there. What do you think they have to do this week to sort of add production value to try to make some noise in this game against Millbrook?
Yeah, I do anticipate a change from Warren County, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I know they went with Bryce Bergman at quarterback week one, and I think that this week they're probably going to make some changes to go with more of a Wildcat kind of setup with Gavin Dodson as their running back. He's a really tough kid, been around the program for a while. And they kind of switched to that against James Wood later in the game. So I anticipate a lot of Gavin Dodson with the ball in his hands. And if Warren County can get some blocking, they do have really talented backs like Gavin Dodson, Blaze Scooby now in his junior year, but he was incredible back in his freshman season, had some injury problems. They also have a transfer in Frank Nelson from Texas they're excited about. So they have some athletes they can get the ball to, but just the O-line's going to need to do their job.
And on the other hand, Millbrook, by a high margin, outscored Harrisonburg in rushing yards, in total yards, rather. And Millbrook did not throw a pass at all. Millbrook on the same mindset, running the football, and they do it well. And it looks like they have a lot of weapons in a lot of different places to help the Pioneers get that job accomplished.
Yeah, you mentioned that yardage disparity in that first game. Millbrook with 275 rushing yards to Harrisonburg 66, and that was on 33 attempts as well. So, yeah, huge disparity there. And we already mentioned no Kyler Jackson for Millbrook, but they had some really talented backs to fill in for him. Julius Brown had a great game with 14 carries for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then, really, on both sides of the ball, Jaden Nunez had a great game as well. 5 carries for 39 yards, and then an interception defensively. So they do have some talented backs, and kind of in the inverse of Warren County, where they don't know what they're going to get out of their offensive line. Millbrook really knows what they've been getting. Have some great starters returning, like Ezra Doyle Nageli, also like Dennis Portillo along that line. So they've really been stepping up, and you could see it against Harrisonburg.
And defensively for Warren County, how do they stop Millbrook's potent running attack in your mind?
Yeah, no, that is a very good question because one of the areas that Warren County has really lost in this year's team compared to last year is the linebacker position. They lost their leading tackler, Elijah Frame. He had 89 tackles and also led the team in sacks and interception as well at that linebacker position. He is no longer with the squad for graduation. Now they're going to be looking to guys like Christian Weller and Frank Nelson, some of those linebackers I mentioned, or the running backs I mentioned. They're going to be playing both ways. Warren County only has about 25 players on the varsity roster, so you're going to see a ton of guys going both ways. Like those running backs. And then you'll also see Blaze Scooby get lined up all over the field. He didn't really get to contribute as much at running back last year, but did step up a lot defensively. So I look for him to continue to make that next stride.
It's Millbrook hosting Warren County. You can hear that with Ryan Rutherford and his broadcast partner, Randy Woodward, always doing a great job on the River 95-3. Ryan, as always, appreciate your time, my friend.
Yeah, likewise. And I like that commander's hat, by the way.